Wow, what an interesting book. Oh, hey, you caught me just reviewing my textbook. So I am Professor Robert Heath in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering at the University of Texas at Austin. So I'm making this video as an introduction to considerations about how to make good videos for my senior design course. Now I want to start off by saying, if you're like me, you've probably watched a lot of videos on YouTube, and perhaps you've also watched a lot of cat videos. They're really exciting and fun. But maybe you didn't put a lot of thought into how to craft your own video and what makes it compelling. And so I'd like to give some ideas about how you can use video to convey interesting technical information through the course. Now, I do want to preface that, if I knew the perfect way to make such videos, I would probably also be a YouTube video star. And you can see that I'm not, I'm just a professor. So that said, I hope that you appreciate these tips. So let's go ahead and get started. Just recording your voice is probably the easiest way you can make a video recording. In this way, you can just reuse the slides from your oral presentations and talk. So having good slides is also important, especially if you're going to voice over on the slides. So there's an art to making effective PowerPoint presentations. So while I use standard slides with bullets for my class, my research team makes use of a bullet-free format designed by Professor Nuria Gonzalez-Felche. As you can see in this slide, there's a lot more visual interest than just the text on the page. Hi, I thought I would pop in to this slide here as a talking head. So the research has shown that a talking head improves focus retention and generally makes the slide more interesting versus just having a voiceover. Of course, just having a talking head on some boring slides isn't too interesting, but if you can add some other features and animations, that can make up for it. In general, I feel that full screen video tends to be more effective than giving voiceover or slides onto a video. Of course, it's hard to explain more technical concepts without having access to a slide or some other visual material. So when you're shooting with video in the full screen mode, if you watch broadcast TV or other YouTube videos of interviews, for example, you see that there's quite a frequent change of perspective. And this could occur because you're getting different points of view of the face, or it could be different levels of zoom, or it could be cutting to the slides, back to the face, back to the demo. In general, these features add interest to the video, and I would encourage you to consider how to cut different kinds of video together and splice it. Now, I will also point out that it can be challenging because when you're explaining a really technical concept, maybe you don't want to change perspectives every 8 seconds, but try to figure out something that'll work best for your project. If your project has a lab component, then doing video in the lab with equipment can make it more interesting. If you don't have a lab component, but maybe showing what you're doing on the computer with someone working could be also fun. Hi there. It's always good to end a video on a high note. So I brought with me my special guest star, Layla. So how can you not feel good after seeing Layla's adorable face here? So if you enjoyed it, hey, don't eat the microphone. Well, that was a complete fail. I've never had a guest star eat the microphone before. The audio was a bit compromised, as I think you heard. So one obvious point here, mistakes can happen. Plan accordingly. Another is that just be sure to collect a lot of video, so maybe more video than you need, with the idea that you're going to splice it together into something that's really fabulous. So don't just shoot 2 minutes. Now try not to shoot 50 minutes either, because it'll be hard to cut down. And then remember that you need to spend just as much time, if not more, during the editing process versus the filming process. And plan ahead. Determine the shots you want to take, the cuts you might want to make, and try to plan out what you might say. It avoids the that can happen when you're just thinking on the fly, at least for me. Thanks everyone for making it this far through my video.